this is the general advice for if you don't have a relationship, if your relationship doesn't work, if you don't have a purpose, and if some of your masculine potential is not put into action. And let's face it, almost for everyone, at least a part of our masculine potential remains hidden. So to build the upward spiral, to consciously, voluntarily polarize our lives, we need to begin by gathering all our positive resources. And we'll see in a moment. So all our wishes, both for relationship, for purpose, everything we gather and we make it cohesive and powerful. And then in the next stage, we set an intention, a purpose, something that we can do with the masculinity that we have, not something non-realistic. The next step that we can't do, we mark it, we set an intention, and then we fulfill it, we walk the step, setting the intention, that's the masculine part, and then following our intention, being pregnant with that intention, giving birth to that intention through action, that's the feminine part. And once we do that, we start to have an inner polarity. When we discipline ourselves properly, polarity appears. And then we notice that we become stronger, and then we have an extra masculine power because we are polarized. Life is difficult, we get intensely awake to that difficulty, we put effort, and then we feel, no, I've done it, I've changed some habits, and you feel like a man again. You become more polarized, you have a greater power, and then you start to reinvest that power. And then you will grow in masculinity. And whatever you do when you're out of purpose, out of relationship, out of transformation, you will need to go through these stages to succeed. And is something that you somehow, to a degree, know inside. The goal of this lecture is to give it to you very explicitly, and especially to cut away all the excuses and to cut away all the wrong directions that men do in such situations. How do we gather all our positive resources? First, we need to understand that it's a must. That's it, you're a man, it's finished. You passed 18. You're a boy, you become a man, you don't return to be a boy. End. And that there is no avoiding the fulfillment of our potential. There is no way around it. You will fulfill your potential or take your consequences. There is no discount. The main mistake men do in such a situation, and I go to the excuses part, is they wait for something to happen from the outside. When a purpose comes, if somebody gives me a great job, then you will see what a man I am. When a relationship comes and she will be very tolerant with me for a month or two until I heal, then I'll be a good lover to her. Then I will be polarized. Then you will see what resources. That's one excuse. Other men, they say, only if I can take a big step. If I can change the world, you watch me change it, I'll change it for the better. But to do something small for 5 people, to do some practice for myself, no. I play computer games until I get old and die. And we all have, it's not just people who have their entire life unpolarized. We all have parts in our beings that are not polarized and that we don't manifest our masculinity. And essentially, there is no choice. There is no way backwards. There is no stagnation. There's only a way forward when you are a man. And if we don't, of course, we have the choice not to, but we will pay the price. And if we do, it's going to be great. We are men. We need to celebrate challenges, celebrate responsibility, celebrate hardship. Read human history. This is what men have done for thousands of years. It's good for us. It's very good for us. What you saw now is an extract from a wide course of teaching men the tantric way of lovemaking, the tantric path of love. It's called amorous erotic continence. We have about 50 courses with different titles, and if you're interested, if that's something you want to know more of, you're welcome to send us an email and connect with us in this way.